Hello everybody, welcome back to the breakdown. I'm Tone. Thank you for joining me once again. I am going to try to keep this video on the shorter side, and I know I say that every time, but this one is just a follow-up on about 11 months ago. If you're following this channel for any amount of time, you will know that I am very, very passionate about precious metals being real money. And that's exactly what this video is going to be about. So let's just have a look at some detail from the previous video. If I work out how to link the previous video into the description here, I will do that, or I'll put it into the comments section as well, whatever I work out. But about 11 months ago, silver was around $46 an ounce Australian. So for anyone that's watching this video from another country, if I'm talking dollars, I am referring to the Australian dollar. So about 11 months ago, the Australian dollar value of silver was about 46.50, something like that, an ounce. And if you're following gold and silver, you'll know that Friday, silver closed out Australian dollars at $70.37 per ounce. Now, for the purposes of this video, I will do some rounding. So, for example, in the previous video on this topic, I showed a Australian 50-cent piece. That's not going to come up nice and clear for me, unfortunately. 1966. They only made these for 1 year. This contains around about 0.34 of an ounce. So just over a third of an ounce. But for these purposes of these videos, I talk about it as being a third. And I will round up the current value of silver at close at $70.50. It just makes it a little easier for me to talk about. Anyway, so in 1966, that was the first year of decimal currency in Australia. And they decided to make these round 50-cent pieces. And they contained 80% silver. Which meant that, they're about 1/3 of an ounce of pure silver in there. So the reason they stopped making them was because obviously silver became worth more than 50 cents worth of silver in the coin. So it wasn't viable. In fact, it was a bad idea. And of course, now we've got these, which, just nickel, silvery coated nickel, whatever. They're not worth as much. Like, I would imagine the value of the coin or the metal in the coin is not 50 cents. Now, why is that important? Well, when we're talking about real money, this is just fiat, and this contains 80% silver. So, keeping the video short, in 2022, I was able to use $9. Like, if we're just going to work on the silver price of $27 an ounce, third of an ounce, $9. 18 50-cent fiat trash coins, 18 of them, can buy one of these. Fast forward 2 years, basically, to 11 months ago, and I needed to, we had the price, like I said, of 46, let's call it around 46.50. I needed 31 50-cent fiat trash coins to buy the silver content of this 50-cent piece. Fast forward to now, 11 months, 11 months forward from needing 31, we now need 47. We need 47. 47 50-cent pieces to, fiat, to buy the silver content value of this 1966 50-cent piece. Real money versus fiat trash. Okay? 3 years. 3 years, it's gone from 18 of these required to 47. Things have accelerated. Now, I've always known that this is going to happen. I talk about it on my channel, and I really hope people are waking up. But somehow I don't think so. Because, I don't know, just... I've been across this for, now it'd be a decade and a half, or maybe even longer, and I started late, in my opinion. I know a lot of people that were well and truly, doing this way beforehand. But anyway, I can't give advice. Okay, I can't tell you what you should do. And I'm not qualified to do that. I can tell you that it's working out okay for me. But we live in a world where things have become extremely expensive compared to what they were just 3 years ago. This is just a reflection of how much it costs. Like, if we talked about it and said how many 50-cent pieces does it take to buy the meat that you want to buy? How many 50-cent pieces does it take to, and then go back and have a look at how many 50-cent pieces, or how much you could get for 50 cents in 1966. And you'll find that this, even though I could go into a shop and pay with this, I'm only going to get, I'll only get 50 cents worth of something. And yet, there's now, what do we say, $23.50 in value in the metal content, because it's real money. It's kept up with inflation. I could spend it as a fiat coin, or I could sell it to someone that wants to buy it from me because they want to buy silver, and then take this fiat rubbish and, buy whatever I want to do, whatever I want to buy with it. Maybe to the similar value, or, a similar amount of stuff as what I could in 1966. Now, if that's not a good representation, a good illustration of just how doomed fiat currency is, I don't know what is. If you haven't bought gold and you haven't bought silver, it's not too late. It's just progressively getting later. And your savings that you've got sitting in your bank account are being completely destroyed. The value that you've got is being destroyed. Just a quick example here as well. I bought this, when did I buy this? Would have been maybe 18 months ago, I think. And I paid $80 for this. This is a 2 ounce, it's a Canadian coin, 2 ounce. yeah, not real clear. I don't know why it's not coming up nice and clear. Anyway, this is 4 9's fine 2-ounce silver coin. Got a face value of 10 Canadian dollars, but I can tell you, just based on spot now, it's $140. So that's a $60 increase. What's that? 75% in based on the price that I paid, and that's including the premium that I had to pay on top of the spot price at the time, and that's in 18 months. So that's what I'm doing, and if you're not, seriously think about it, because I'm looking at the price of platinum, I'm looking at the price of silver at the moment. They've got a lot of catching up to do. Gold has been on a rip tear, right? It's been on a run now for quite a long time. I don't know how much longer that can keep up. All I know is the ratio between silver and gold and platinum and gold is dropping. Earlier this year it was around 105 silver ounces can buy an ounce of gold. At the moment it's about 82 or 81, or maybe even lower than that. So it's dropping. So I'm looking at the moment at going, maybe I take silver in and I get an ounce of gold, you know. That's something I've got to think about. But yeah, I'm going to keep doing these videos, these illustrations between this 50-cent piece and that, just to show you, this is the best way I can possibly show you how the value of our currency and the currencies around the world, pretty much at the same rate as ours, are being eroded. There's no value. There's no intrinsic value. But things that do have intrinsic value, you know, it's not about getting rich. It's just about trying to preserve your financial power, your financial ability. Putting your cash in the bank will tell you all the time, oh, we protect your cash and don't worry, it's safe with us and everything like that. But they don't talk about the real inflation. They say, oh, we'll pay you 3% or 4% interest. Great. Real inflation is 20% the last year, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to share that with you, give you a bit of an update on how things are actually looking in a practical sense, in a visual sense, in a representative sense. I hope that it's helpful for you. Until next time, just please take care. I'm praying for everybody that watches my videos, and indeed my family. There's a lot of people that I know that don't do what I do, and financially it's getting more and more difficult. Even for me, it's become difficult enough, you know, and that's with me doing this. I already know if I didn't make that choice in 2022 to just go, okay, savings need to be in silver. That was it. Savings need to be in silver. I don't know where we'd be. I know that we things would be pretty ordinary right now. It's already tough enough having made that choice. So anyway, God bless you. And until next time, take care. And I'll see you in the next videos. Bye for now.